The Battle of Kursk, 1943. In the sweltering summer of 1943, the quiet fields near Kursk, in the Soviet Union, became the stage for the largest tank battle the world has ever seen. Nazi Germany, desperate to reclaim momentum on the Eastern Front, launched Operation Citadel, a massive offensive aimed at encircling Soviet forces. But the Red Army was ready. What followed was a brutal clash of steel, will, and fire that would alter the course of World War II. The build-up. By July, the Germans had concentrated nearly 900,000 troops, 10,000 artillery pieces, and 2,700 tanks, including their formidable new Tiger and Panther tanks. The Soviets, forewarned by intelligence, transformed the Kursk salient into a fortress. Over 1.9 million soldiers, 5,000 tanks like the agile T-34, and 25,000 miles of trenches awaited. Minefields, anti-tank ditches, and layered defenses stretched for miles, a trap set for Hitler's legions. The battle unleashed. On July 5, the German assault began. Waves of panzers crashed into Soviet lines under a hail of artillery and aerial fire. For days, the earth trembled as tanks dueled at point-blank range. The air thickened with smoke, dust, and the acrid stench of burning metal. Then, on July 12, the battle reached its crescendo at Prokhorovka. Over 1,200 tanks, German beasts versus Soviet wolves, clashed in a chaotic melee. T-34s rammed Tigers to avoid their superior guns. Fields became graveyards of twisted steel. By dusk, the ground glowed with fires, and the Germans, though inflicting heavy losses, could not break through. The tide turns. Exhausted and outnumbered, the German advance stalled. On July 13, Hitler called off Citadel. The Soviets launched their counteroffensives, Operation Kutuzov and Rumiantsev, pushing the Germans back in a relentless tide. By August 23, the Red Army had liberated Kharkiv, signaling the irreversible collapse of Germany's Eastern Front. Aftermath and legacy. Kursk was a slaughterhouse. Estimates suggest over 200,000 German and 800,000 Soviet casualties, with thousands of tanks destroyed. But the Soviet victory was decisive. For the first time, Germany lost the strategic initiative, never to regain it. The Red Army's triumph at Kursk ignited their march westward, all the way to Berlin. The battle also reshaped warfare. It proved the resilience of Soviet industry and strategy, while exposing German overreach. Kursk wasn't just a battle, it was the death knell for the Third Reich's ambitions, a ferocious testament to the cost of hubris and the fury of a nation fighting for survival. In the end, the fields of Kursk bore witness to more than tanks and fire. They marked the turning point where the shadow of Nazi dominion began to recede, and the Soviet Union emerged as a juggernaut of liberation, or devastation, depending on which side of history you stood.